Florida, too, has a vast unmet need for after-school programs. There are wonderful after-school programs here that serve thousands and thousands of children. They keep kids safe, inspire them to learn, and help working families. They give children a chance to explore their interests and find their passions, all under the supervision of caring adults.
Studies have shown that kids that engage in that kind of activity also are going to do better in school. So it's not just that you're exercising their mind and their body, but at the same time you're also helping them advance as a student academically in school.
As we target that 10-15% of those that are struggling the most, we've witnessed as they get better. And I'll tell you, as those kids get better, let me tell you what else we find that's reduced. Absenteeism and bad behavior. Yeah, which there is a correlation between a child being successful academically, that it ripples into the arena of liking to come to school, they enjoy it, and being more a part of the classroom when they can achieve.
What I gained from being in an after-school program was being able to interact with other children, knowing that I can help them with their homework and being there for them, knowing that they have a mentor, and being a leader not just in my home, but in the community.
I've seen many kids come through the doors of Boys and Girls Clubs, and one that stands out is a 13-year-old youth who was in foster care and was very reluctant to come to the Boys and Girls Club. She spent 3 days arguing with her caseworker, wouldn't get out of the car. On the 4th day, she came into the club and immediately became a mentor to the younger children. She assisted with tutoring, passing out snacks to the kids, and it really became an environment that allowed her to thrive and identify her talents.
They have strong support from the governor to mayors, congressmen and women, state legislators, business and community leaders, to parents.
Can you explain a little bit how after school helps families, particularly our working families?
Working families today are so dependent upon the entire community. Most parents work today. The mother and the father are working, and oftentimes the hours are not all that flexible. So if you have to pick up your child at 2:30, 3 o'clock from school, that could really impair your work opportunities. So it's truly a balance now. Families need options. And if there are a few days a week or 5 days a week where they can rely on a safe and clean place for their children to play and to study, that's basic to families being successful.
It's essential to help working parents in our community to have their kids in healthy activities. I have supported since day one creating more and more programs. We've doubled the budget of the Parks Department since I've been there, precisely to create either athletic programs or artistic and cultural programs for kids in our community. Our Heart of Our Parks program has won national awards. We just celebrated last night, in fact, the end of our summer program, and it just makes you feel great to see those hundreds of kids doing drama, singing, playing instruments, and seeing their parents there enjoying their kids.
If business partners, if they realize, and we touched on the productivity of a parent, if she's at work not worried about what her child's doing from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, that's a benefit that the business feels, and in turn the community feels. And when you have a company like Bright House stepping up, that's a perfect example of the private sector making a real commitment to the community and filling a gap that, quite frankly, we're having a hard time filling in government.
There just isn't enough funding. A study released by the Afterschool Alliance in 2004 found that just 17% of Florida's school-aged children are in after-school programs. More than 1 in 4, 27%, are responsible for caring for themselves after the school day ends.
Recent budget cuts have forced some after-school programs to shorten their hours of service or close their doors altogether. This is something that I know is detrimental to the communities that are having to do that. Youth will be spending more time on the streets, they will be spending more time unsupervised. This is going to affect academics, character development, relationship with their families, and ultimately safety in the community.
And now, at this day and time, with a tough economy and gas is at $4, a lot of families are going to get 2 jobs. I know several scenarios where families are looking for additional jobs to make ends meet. Funding is the key to providing service to more kids. And you see what's going on in the economy, the budget cuts. Obviously, there's a greater need for more kids getting a quality after-school program.
We need funding, and the city is, as you pointed out, the city is going through difficult times. We reach out to the private sector to help us wherever we can. The Children's Trust has been a tremendous help for us. I mean, we've collected millions of dollars from the Children's Trust over the last few years to be able to help keep these programs going, and we have to continue. We have to figure out ways from a funding perspective that we can keep them sustainable, because if not, those kids are going to be out on the street, they're going to get in trouble, and they're not going to do well in school.
But there is hope. After-school supporters and a growing Florida Afterschool Network are determined to make sure Florida's kids and families have the after-school programs they need.
How can Florida then jump ahead and be a leader in this effort?
Other states throughout America have initiated comprehensive after-school initiatives, the state of New York, I believe, the state of California. So we don't have to recreate the wheel. We just have to have a plan that school districts and cities and counties and nonprofit agencies work on together.
Do you have any suggestions at the local level how we should work better on advocating with families, with folks like yourself, with business and so on?
It's going to take all of us working together. Government can't do it alone. The nonprofit agencies in this economy can't do it alone. Businesses, we need everyone at the table to get it done.
Our employees live here, I live here, I'm a native from my community. It's important to me that, that we become and behave as a good corporate citizen. Government can't do it all, families can't do it all. We are part of the overall engine that runs Central Florida, so we have a role. So I think it's just important for business in general to help not just make your business run, but make the community run. If the community's running, the business is going to run.
There are barriers to overcome and challenges to meet, but America is on the path to after school for all. We have to be. There's so much at stake. When we make after-school programs available to all children and families, we'll see more children succeed in school, higher graduation rates, less substance abuse and teen pregnancy, less juvenile crime. And we'll be making our country more competitive and our future more secure by preparing the next generation of artists, astronauts, educators, entrepreneurs, scientists, and writers. For more information on the Afterschool Alliance, visit afterschoolalliance.org or call 1-866-KIDS today. For information about the Florida Afterschool Network, go to myfan.org. Brought to you by the Afterschool Alliance, the Florida Cable Telecommunications Association, Bright House Networks, and the Florida Afterschool Network.